Okay, now it's time to review different options or alternative for distribution network design. And because there are 6 options here, we are going to divide them into 2 parts. In the first part, we are going to review the first 3 alternatives or first 3 different types of distribution network design. When we are talking about distribution and distribution network, actually, we are talking about the entire activities and transportation of parts and products and also storage, starting from manufacturers to the end customer. So the entire network, which start from manufacturers to end customer, are considered as distribution network. You will see that there are 6 different alternatives, but in order to review what are different alternatives, first we need to make and also decide which one is the best for us. We need to first make a decision of one of these 2 items. Number one, one of the decisions. Will the product be delivered to the customer location or customer is going to pick it up from a certain place? Okay, so this is going to define that how is our approach in order to deliver the products to customer. Are we going to provide so much flexibility and customization and service to customer to deliver the products to his or her home? Or this is a kind of trying to manage our cost and customer is going to pick it up from our facility. So this is the first question or the first decision that we need to make. The second one is, will product flow through an intermediary place or intermediate location, or we are going to send it directly from manufacturer to customer place. So this is also a very important decision because, in terms of cost, having a intermediate location will add cost. However, it gives us this opportunity to organize activities and manage the system much better. So each of these options have its own benefits and disadvantages. We are going to review them when we want to analyze each of these 6 options. Here you see 6 different options that we already talked about. The first one is manufacturer's storage with direct shipping. And I don't want to name all of them. We have a chance to review all of them in detail in next slides. So in this presentation, in this part of presentation, I'm going to review the first 3 and the next 3 will be reviewed in the next video. The first type or the first alternative for distribution network is manufacturer's storage with direct shipping. It is also known as drop shipping. It's a smaller name and it clarifies what does it mean. Okay, so before starting, we have a figure showing what's happening in this process of distribution network. And we need to identify what do we mean by different types of arrows. So a solid arrow is defining product flow, and a dash flow is trying to let us know what is the information flow. So let's see how should we read this figure. Everything starts from customer. Customer will decide to purchase a certain product or service. So what's happening is that they will put the offers or the orders actually to each retailer by filling out an online platform or just going there to each retailer, talking and making decision, putting an offer order. After that, retailer's responsibility is accumulating all of these orders and sending to different manufacturers. So as you can see, information is sent to different manufacturers across a certain area. Okay, so far we the only thing that is moving or transferred is information. In next stage, manufacturers are going to produce those products or send the products using their current level of inventory directly to each customer. So retailer has no involvement or interaction or touch with the parts or products that are sent by manufacturers. Okay, so this is the way we should read each of these figures. So which type of products are the best for this type of distribution network. This is very good for items that have a large variety, okay, and the demand for them is very low. Barely people may use it, so they have a certain manufacturing process or very low demand for them, and because the price of them is also very high. They are very high value products, and the last actually specification for these uh, products that are best for this type of network is that customer is willing to wait. Customer is not going to complain that why it's late. Customer is okay to wait, and um, customer needs so much customization as well. So because they are willing to wait and they have some ideas to customize the product, this type of network is the best for those type of products. Okay, so let's say we are talking about a certain type of machinery that needs to be customized, and we are okay to wait because we have not started our manufacturing. We need to be at a certain quality level, and this is a very special type of product. We need to invest a lot of money. This is a high value product. So this is the best type of network in order to receive that product. As you remember, we decided to review each of these alternatives for distribution network based on two main factors. Factor number one is from the cost perspective, which is mostly from the supply chain manager's perspective. And the second one is from the customer perspective, which are the users of this distribution network. So the first one, which is cost factor, we have four different types of costs that we will discuss them individually. In terms of inventory, these types of distribution network has lower costs because all of the inventory is aggregated as at manufacturer's place. We don't have any intermediary location. All of the material, all of the products are stored and warehoused in manufacturer place. So we are going to save a lot of money, and it brings us so much benefits. And it also gives us this opportunity to customize the products without making them in advance. The next point is in terms of transportation cost. Because the product is directly sent from manufacturers to customers' place, so the cost of transportation is high. So we cannot ignore it. This type of network provides us a lot of cost, and we should think about that in advance. The next point is facility and handling. Because again, all of these material are stored in manufacturer place, and we are using the power of aggregation. We are going to save a lot of costs in terms of facilities and handling. And this is a good point about this type of distribution network. The next type of cost is information. So information cost means the money, the funding that you should invest in infrastructure for information technology in order to manage this type of the distribution network. So you need significant investment for these types of distribution network because information is shared between different levels. And you can see that the dashed lines are showing that how much information is transferred and how important is that the order of customers and the type of customization that they require is properly sent to retailers and then accumulated and sent to different manufacturers because these are very high value products. Any mistake would end up to some uh, loss of money. So this is a perspective from cost view. Now we want to look at this type of distribution network design from the customer perspective. So from the service factor, we have certain items to review. The first one is response time. So response time for this type of network is a little bit high because uh, we need to move the products from the actually manufacturer place to customer place, and it's normally individual shipments and takes a long time. So depending on types of products and the, the distance between manufacturers and customers, it could be even more lengthy. The next item to be covered as service factor is product variety. In general, it's a fact that when you supply products from a manufacturer place, you have more option in order to customize, and certainly you have higher variety. So the same for this type of network. So dropshipping has a high product variety. Product availability. Again, product availability and product variety are almost at the same direction. So it's easy for us to provide products because we are connected to manufacturers, inventory, and ability to customize the products as soon as possible. Customer experience. So uh, it looks that because the products have the power of customization and also they are going to receive it directly from manufacturer, uh, they have a good feeling or they have a good customer experience. There is a chance that customers do not have a good feeling compared to the next alternative that we are going to review in next slides, which is when you order two, three, or more items at the same time. So you are going to receive two, three different parcels in separate times. And it makes it a little bit difficult and challenging for you because they're not going to be used unless you receive all of them together. And these parcels are going to be sent from different manufacturers. So you are kind of dependent on all of them at the same time. So the customer may not have a good feeling or good experience out of these separate shipments. The next issue is time to market. So time to market means that if a manufacturer, if a supply chain wants to introduce a new product, how long would it take that they could send the product directly or indirectly to customers? So because the products are sent directly from manufacturers to customer and they are not supplied from the inventory that is already stored and it's barely updated for a long time. So I would say this type of networks, which are drop shipping, have a very fast time to market. Okay, next one is order visibility. Order visibility is also showing the fact that how easy is it to track the orders. So it's more difficult compared to online systems or compared to the systems that customer can pick the product directly from a retail store. However, because information is shared between different levels of a supply chain or different stages of a supply chain, it is absolutely necessary that we keep customer updated of the progress of his or her orders. And finally, returnability. Uh, it's also difficult for this type of network because the products are directly sent from a manufacturer and we don't have any intermediate facility so that we could return the product there. So if that is provided, it could be much easier. The second type of network, distribution network that we are going to review is called direct shipping with in-transit merge network. So the first step is to properly read what we see here. So each customer, because order starts from customer, each customer will put an order directly to retailer place. Okay, so information is sent from customers to retailer. So retailer will accumulate all of these orders and will distribute all of these orders separately to each of the manufacturers. Okay, manufacturers will receive this order, will make the product or will supply from the current level of inventory and will send the product not directly to the customer. They will send it directly to a center or a facility which is called in transit merge by carrier. So in this place, different manufacturers will send their products, and if a customer has ordered from two, three, or more different types of manufacturers or factories, all of these orders will be accumulated. Then a united parcel or a unique parcel will be sent directly to customers. So this type of network, which is the second type, has tried to improve a little bit the weakness of the previous type of network, which was dropshipping, which was a lack of customer experience, a lack of proper customer experience, because they would receive the parcels or the products separately. So this type of network is best suited for products with high value, so the same as the previous one, whose demand is difficult to forecast. Yes, that's difficult. That's why we are connected to factories, and particularly if the customization can be postponed. So if we need to change the orders, if we need to give this ability to customers to actually customize the products, these types of networks are the best. So second types of distribution network, which is called in-transit merge network. Let's review it from the cost factor. In terms of inventory, because we are attached to manufacturers, the cost of inventory would be the same as the previous option, which was dropshipping. Transportation cost, somewhat lower because we are trying to aggregate the demand and we are not sending several direct shipping from manufacturer's place to customer's place. So we are going to save a little bit money in terms of transportation. In terms of facility and handling, because we are establishing a new sender in the middle, which is in transit merge, so we are going to have a little bit higher actually handling costs. And the next source of cost is information. Uh, Again, because we are going to use uh, information in order to start processing orders. In this case, we need to have some infrastructure and we need to establish and invest in those infrastructures. So the cost of information would be high. So let's review in-transit merge network from the service factor. In terms of service factor, they're almost the same as dropshipping. There is a little bit difference in terms of response time. Um, the response time could be a little bit higher because customer need to wait so that the products from different manufacturers or different factories should be accumulated in transit merge centers. Then they are going to be sent as one parcel or as one shipment by a carrier. So in this sense, it would be a little bit higher. And product variety is the same, product availability the same. Customer experience could be better, again, because a single delivery will be managed to be sent to customers. And again, time to market, order visibility, and returnability is the same, no huge change. So in summary, the second type of distribution network, which is in-transit merge networks, has tried to improve the weaknesses of the first one, which is dropshipping, by accumulating the orders and sending one unit parcel or delivery to customers. The third type of distribution network design or alternative is distributor storage with carrier delivery. So first let's start to read this figure. So customers, as the initiation of order, will put the orders and send information to retailer place. So this retailer place could be a warehouse, it could be a real retailer like a store. So these orders are supplied from the current inventory of warehouse or current inventory of retailer. So the products will be supplied from this facility and will be sent directly to customers. Okay, so what is the connection between warehouse storage and factories? Actually, these information which is coming from customers are not going to be sent to factories. Factories work totally separately from what happens and what is in customers' mind. So there is a kind of lack of connection between actual customer order and what is sent from factories. So factories will send each of these factories from different types and kind and geographical places will send the products directly only to warehouses. Okay, so this is the way that this network is designed. So this is best suited for the products with to somewhat higher demands. Okay, when we already know that people have certain types of demand or certain quantity of demand for products, we are not going to wait to receive individual orders by customer. We are going to send a huge bulk of products to warehouse storage or retailers, and customers will be supplied from those huge inventory that is available from warehouse storage or retailer. And there is a chance that we customize the orders at warehouse storage or retailer's place. For example, we can actually change some features of the product, install something, customize something at retailer place. And we are not dependent on factories in order to customize those products. So far, we learned that this type of network, which is the third type, is good for products with high volume. So let's review the cost factors. In terms of inventory, the inventory cost is a little bit higher because we need to have another storage place other than manufacturer place. So we need to establish warehouses, we need to take care of the inventory, and we need to keep records, we need to hire people in order to manage the inventory. So it's a little bit higher inventory cost. In terms of transportation cost, it's lower than manufacturer storage because uh, we are going to save by using economies of scale that products from manufacturers are sent using economies of scale to retailers place, and in this case we are going to save the costs. And the next item in terms of cost is facility and handling, for sure, because we are establishing a new center, a new warehouse, storage place, or retailer place. uh, we are going to have higher facility costs. And finally, in terms of information, because we are not sharing so much information between different stages of a supply chain or distribution network, so the cost would be much lower than uh, other options that so far we have reviewed. Now we want to review the third option, which is distributor storage with carrier delivery from the service factor or from the customer perspective. In terms of response time, it's much faster than other options because we are not supplying the products from a manufacturer place. We already have it very close to customer place, which is storage or warehouse storage or retailer place. So it's going to give us the power to respond to demand faster. In terms of product variety, because we are not connected to manufacturer place and it's very costly to store so many different variety of products in warehouse storage or retailer, so the variety is a little bit lower than other options. In terms of product availability, it follows the same trend that you see in product variety. So the availability would be highly dependent on the cost of that. If we are willing to spend a lot of money and have huge warehouses, yes, availability will be high. If we don't have as much money as required in order to make customer happy from the inventory that we have in storage places, so the product availability will not be that much high. Customer experience. So it's much better than manufacturer storage with drop shipping because customer does not require to wait a long time to receive the product. And customization is also available at retailer or warehouse storage place. Time to market. It could be a little bit higher because the products are not directly supplied from manufacturer. Manufacturer have the power to design new product and send the product as soon as possible to customers. In this case, we are not supplying the product from manufacturer place, so time to market is a little bit higher. Order visibility is easy because there is not much need to information to be shared. You go to your storage or retailer store, You see the product, you pick it up. So it's a little bit easier than manufacturer's storage. And returnability is also easier because you see a physical place that you can return the product there. You see a retailer or warehouse storage. So it gives you the power to return the product much easier than previous options.